And that brings us into day 3. Now the only thing mild concern is the wood situation. So I'm cutting it. Stranger is pale and coughing. He looks fairly sick. Okay, so he's alive. I just want to make sure that... Oh, why are you stopping? Well, firstly, very hungry, so let's feed him. And we can talk to him as well. So while she's giving him his food, this girl, she's doing so. So now we can talk to him. So we go through a couple of conversations. Can you hear me? You, thank you for helping me. What happened? Who are you? My name is Ruben. They killed us, all of us. Who, the army? They came to the synagogue with torches. Started shooting. I hid in the back, tried to save what I could. I couldn't help them. My people, friends, all dead. It's over. You're safe now. You need to rest. So he eventually asks us to safekeep this eventually. But so now what we can do is we can upgrade the heater. Now remember, I could have brought back 2 more wood, but I didn't. I brought back more components than we needed. Now the thing is, if we make this now, as soon as it's upgraded, this goes to 0. So what we're going to do is, the upgrade takes 1 hour. So we're going to upgrade it at about maybe 4 PM or 5 PM. And then just before 6 we pile in the 6 wood that we need. And that'll get it to comfortably over 10. But we're not going to do that right now. So what we're going to do right now is, so we know that we need 6 wood at the end of the day. How many do we have? We have 1. Now first thing we can get rid of is the books. Which puts us to 3. So now if we make the next, so this is the 3, it gets us to 6, which is the absolute minimum, and then it's just a question of how many more we want after that. I think we just turn all of the wood into firewood. Yeah, I'm sure. But I just wanted to think about that for a second. So yeah, all of this goes. So there's no reason we want wood. Again, I'm going to try and get away without making a bed, and it's because normally I make a bed a little bit later on because she gets exhausted, and I'm going to try and avoid that. I'm not sure how that's going to work out though, so but we're going to find out if you can get away without making the bed. I've got a gut feeling you can. But as I said, we find out. Live and learn. So the E's not done yet. And really nothing more we can do now. Art's still there, so there's nothing more we can do. So all we can do now is have Anja stand up here. Now as I said, at about 4 PM I'll upgrade this and then max it out to 6, and then I'll see you tonight. So nighttime, we ended the day at 13 degrees, which is nice. Now, you've got heavy bombing, so this always happens this night. So there's nothing you can do. This appears, but you can't get there anyway. So all you can do is sleep, and she's very tired. She needs to do that anyway, so we stay tonight, and that's what we do. And that brings us into day 4. So it always says this, Anja's feeling much better. We just have to keep an eye on her, but she wasn't, I didn't remember her being sick before this, and his status is unchanged, which isn't guaranteed. He can go terminally ill. I'm not sure what controls that, but it's not often that happens, but it's possible. At least I've seen it. Not necessarily today, but on one of the early days. Now the blast damaged the shed. The roof is destroyed and the walls partially collapsed. So we get a bit of a task to do here, but that's all that is. And Franco comes. Very hungry and tired, so sometimes she's slightly sick. And she isn't, so that's a good outcome. Tempted to say normally she is, but I guess a couple of times she hasn't been. So now what's he got? That's the main thing that we need. Now interestingly, it's not guaranteed Franco's going to bring one of these. It's like 9 times out of 10 he will have one. Now if he doesn't have one, that's really a problem, because it impedes your progress going forwards. So I wouldn't even know what to do. One playthrough he didn't have this, and I thought bugger it, and just reloaded, and he did have it. So I've only seen that once, but it can happen. So these are the only 2 things we absolutely want from him. Not really. You could go for the can. But really, do we need to? Well, let's just get rid of. We'll never use that. We don't want that. We don't want that. Don't want that. It's very generous of you. Well, we don't like that. Fine, we have a deal. So this seems to be of value. Don't often use them though. Everything else seems to be. Fine, we have a deal. So the only question is, do we want to push it for this? I think yes. If we can. So let's just see. So we have to start giving up gun parts. I'm not sure about that in terms of value there. So again, this is debatable about what the optimum trading strategy is, but what I'm going to do is unload that and not take that. Fine, we have a deal, so I need one more, right? So I'm going to stick to there. Yeah, so that's questionable. I don't know, but let's go with that. But the lockpick is the main thing. Oh, let's talk to him. Time to go. I'll try to visit you again. I just clicked your chat box. My house was destroyed in the last shelling. You move around the city a lot. What did you see? The army lobbed plenty of mortar bombs from the hills. Mostly at the centre, but some landed in the suburbs. I didn't peek out from my shelter the whole night. Bloody murderers, they don't care who they kill. They want to break us, scare us into submission, to force the Viceni into surrendering the capital, accepting Grozny rule. Do you think it's possible to destroy the identity of the whole people? I don't know, I'm just trying to live day by day. So that's Franco done, and we've got the all-important lockpick that we need tonight. We could talk to him for a bit. Are you feeling any better? I think so, I'm alive, thanks to you. But I still see them. Try not to think about it now, you need to rest. My backpack, do you have it? Yes, it's safe. I was wondering what it was, but didn't want to go through your things. That's all I saved. Old manuscripts, my talent. You risked your life to do it. I saved it from the fire. Took as much as I could carry. Please, can you keep it safe? Sure, I'll hide it. So this is where we get to store this. So ceremonial items. So put into a box, you have to press this and then secure. And then she goes through this animation. And everything she does this with sort of auto transports to the museum when we go there later. So that animation takes about 1 hour, which we need to bear in mind. So I'm going to get her started on the piles and I'll be back when she's finished. So we just finished and it's 4:10. So what I'm aware of is that I need to get upstairs to top the fire off. I need to start heading up there at about 5:30. So you've got all this to put into a box and then secure. So, and each one takes about an hour, so let's just do one. And then we can get up to the fire. Okay, so that's one done. Just get up to the fire and get the temperature up. He's still hungry, severely ill. She's very hungry. She needs to eat tomorrow. Wood, we've got 4, which is enough for 1 more day. And we can end the day right there. So now we've got the Samuel Institute, and she's going to get back exhausted tomorrow, which is a bit of an issue. And that's where we need to think about, do we make a bed or not? Because if we don't, she spends the whole day exhausted. So that's going to have to think about it tomorrow. So for now, we just need that. Now, do I want to take anything else and dump? Because we do get to trade with Franco one more time, but then again, does he have anything we really want? I don't think so. I'm going to save that. No, I'll just leave it. It's again, it's yeah, it's debatable about what you leave in the house at this stage. But I don't know how that... So you just climb up here because this is boarded up. So I don't know how... Oh, grab this first. So I don't know how not making a bed's going to work out. So this is going to be a little bit of an experiment. Dead man lying on the floor. Oh, we can't get through there. So we have to head in this direction. So this location is relatively small, we're fine. Oh, grab you. Another body lies surrounded by complete chaos. All his books, furniture and ceremonial items were burnt or smashed into pieces. So this is where we get to use our lockpick. Which is where if Franco didn't have one, then we don't get access to what we're about to see out here, or what's in these 3 piles. I can't remember what's in them actually. So would that affect us if we didn't get the lockpick? Well, 3 wood there. I think, well, certainly if you're going to make a bed, you would need that. It's just, we're full, so I'm just going to go downstairs and make a central pile. Oh, we need to do that. So always make the pile here because it's relatively central. And keep going. Still torn on the bed issue. So if she's exhausted, she moves at a snail's pace, and will do it all day. But then given that we would have the option just to not go out and stay at home one night, so war crimes documentation, so we want to take that. But then would she fall, being exhausted, is she more liable to fall sick or something? So I've got a feeling I'm gonna make a bed, even though it might not be the optimal start. Anyway, the bed's up for debate. Because the thing is, we can afford to make one, so really all we lose in the long term are the ingredients that we use to make the bed. Is that important in the long term? I don't think so. Oh, we found a broken gun. I don't remember finding one of those before. Or if it's of any use. So we don't need the can, we don't need the cigarette. Do we need the med? Probably not. I'll take it just in case, we might need it. I'm not going to take the carrot, we don't need that. Not wood, yes. We're going to take these two. Trading. And components. So basically just wood components. This in case we need it, because she can get slightly sick. So for example, she could have been slightly sick today, in which case she'd be popping those meds as soon as we get back. And everything else we leave here, because we will come back in the future. There's at least one more trip here, so we can pick up stuff at that point. So we get to deal with Franco one more time, so that could be of use. Is there a reason to keep this for later in the game? Not sure, but possible. I haven't played it through to the end yet. It gets kind of long. So let's go with that. She needs to do that. So I ended the episode there, and we'll pick up at the start of day 5 in the next episode. So thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.